Hey, Blizzard fans, I'm here with Joey Bonadona. Joey, we're talking youth sports, but Joey has a different angle to youth sports than the other athletes that I've been interviewing. Now, Joey is not the one that's on the field. You have played football.
Yes.
Have you played basketball?
Yeah. Well, yes, I have played.
You were on a team?
I've played almost every sport imaginable: baseball, basketball, football, soccer when I was younger. Can't skate, so not hockey, but I've played those growing up. But yeah, I've come to realize that my role in sports is a lot different than the average athlete.
It is very different, and these microphones are very. This is what you do.
Yep.
So what's different about Joey is actually an announcer, and you may or may not know this, but Joey is the voice of the Blizzard. So whenever you're listening to one of our broadcasts, it's Joey's voice that you hear. So they all get to see what you look like now.
Yeah.
So there you are.
Absolutely, yeah.
So that's a pretty cool thing for a 17-year-old to be calling a professional sport. But it's not the only sport that you have actually been behind the microphone on. So tell us a little bit about how you got into announcing and your school that you go to. You're wearing your colors, so we know.
So, I'm a junior at Notre Dame Academy, about to be a senior. After my freshman year, I kind of started doing the stuff, the color commentary for the streams here, and even before then, I knew that commentary and announcing was something I wanted to go into. Whether it was just playing Madden or 2K and just hearing the announcer's voice, I'm like, I think that's going to be me. Just after I did the stuff here with the Blizzard my freshman year, I said, hey, I kind of want to do this at my school at Notre Dame. It took a while to get the process going, but junior year, COVID started, and less people at the games. They needed to stream the games, and they asked me, "Hey, you want to come do this?" And I said, "Let's go. I'm happy to do that."
Yeah, you were ready to do it prior to COVID, and then COVID was a blessing for you because it gave you the opportunity. So, how many different sports are you calling for Notre Dame?
So it started with basketball season, both boys and girls basketball going on at Notre Dame. Two very successful seasons. The boys ended up going to the regional finals, one of the most successful seasons in boys basketball in recent history. And then obviously the girls basketball team going to state, kind of just being there every step of the way for the basketball teams this season. It was a special thing, especially just to kick it off. But then I also did football this year. I did a boys soccer game. I did girls volleyball, girls soccer. We'll see where it kind of takes us from there. But, every sport at Notre Dame, I've kind of had my tabs on in announcing the games.
So clearly you love sports.
Absolutely.
So you're obsessed, I would say, with sports.
To a fault, yeah.
Yeah, you're obsessed with sports.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the relationship with the Blizzard, because that didn't start out so very good for you, did it?
It did not.
No, there's a great story here. So Joey, why don't you tell us how you became affiliated with the Blizzard?
Yeah, so it was back.
You're going to tell your version, and then I'm going to kind of insert what was really happening.
Okay.
But go ahead.
It was the 2018 season. I think it was the May of 2018, not May, April. There was a actual blizzard that came through the Midwest, especially in Wisconsin.
On April 15th.
Was it okay? Yeah, April. So there was a game that weekend against Cedar Rapids, and I was running an Instagram fan page, not affiliated with the Green Bay Blizzard.
It looked like it was affiliated with the Green Bay Blizzard. He did that on purpose.
Well, yeah. So the snowstorm came in, made it really difficult for travel and whatnot, and the game was postponed. I posted on my page that it was canceled, and all chaos ensued.
So we had fans thinking you were speaking on behalf of the organization, and I said to Ryan in the office, said, "Who posted that?" He's like, "Kathy, this isn't even us that's doing this. We don't know who this is." Lo and behold, we find out it's a freshman in high school, and
I think it was 8th grade.
Eighth grade. No, yeah, you're right. Yep. It was 8th grade.
8th grade.
So I'm like, this 8th grader is posting stuff on our behalf. We got to do one of two things. We got to get him in here, and we have to get him associated with the team. We got to do something. We got to do something. So we did what everyone would do is we called his mom. We called his mom, and that did it, didn't it? But it turned out to be a great thing for you.
Absolutely.
It's been a great thing. You've done work on from recruiting to social media. Now you're calling our games. You've been applauded, and I think if people knew you were actually 17, they would be amazed. But your commentary has been applauded throughout our league as one of the best broadcasts that we have. So that's kudos to you. I think that's fantastic stuff. Yeah. So tell me about what's next for you. You're going to be a senior in high school, so you're going to start looking at colleges. What is it that you aspire to do with this gift that you have? Yeah,
so the hope going forward is either I stick with the sports commentary or the other thing that I've been looking to get into is working in football operations and NFL front office. That's kind of my goal, but I think the next year is really going to be a telltale sign of what my path is going to be, what major I'm going to go into, what school is going to be best for me.
So commentary and operations are two totally different.
Two totally different things. You know, your commentary is going to be your journalism, your broadcasting, kind of like public speaking. Whatever major that would be, while sports management or the front office stuff, that's going to be your business, your law. So two very different majors and a big decision that's going to be coming up in the next year or so. But, I look forward to, discerning that option or those options, and whatever comes next. And
So as we're talking to these athletes, we're hearing, these kids have great aspirations, not only for their sport, but also for school, taking on some pretty tough majors. You're doing multiple sports throughout the year, so you don't really have a break throughout the year. You got a good grade point average? You don't have to say it, but I mean, do you hold your own in school?
I do, yeah. Okay. It was, especially with COVID this year, I think it was tough on everyone, but, hung in there. It kept up my grades, and it was
you do fine.
Yes.
I was trying to say you're a great student, but you need to agree with me.
Yes,
you are a great student.
I didn't want to brag too much, but
well, that's what this is about. You're bragging about the fact that you're doing things that other 17-year-olds don't, and we want to celebrate that as part of the Blizzard. So I thank you for your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll see you behind the mic on a coach's show and hear you behind the mic on our next game.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kathy.
You bet.